Hi there. My name is Ken Duda, CTO of Arista Networks. I'm excited to talk to you today about the evolution of our EOS state-oriented architecture. As you know, EOS has now been in the field for several years. From the beginning, we architected EOS from the ground up based on a state-oriented architecture, where we capture all of the state of a switch and store it in our system database, or SysDB. This state-oriented approach provides better reliability, because if one process has a problem and it restarts, all of the state of the network is kept safe in the database so that the restart of the process is non-disruptive to the network. It has delivered the kind of reliability, the kind of platform approach enabling programmability that we hoped for. We've gotten very good results with this. At the same time, we're not resting on our laurels. Over the last several years, we've seen opportunities opening up in service provider networks, in hybrid cloud deployments in enterprises that create new and more demanding use cases for our database architecture. So what we've done is we've been evolving it forward, staying true to our core values of the state orientation and the reliability that brings, while extending functionality in an incremental fashion to provide the capabilities required for modern cloud networks. And we're also seeing these improvements in the context of an evolution of the role of the spine switch. When Arista pioneered the leaf-spine architecture, the purpose of the spine is to provide a very large amount of uniform low-latency east-west bandwidth to interconnect servers, applications, and storage wherever they may be in the network. The spine switch is becoming the new center of the network, the new point of transition between the data center and the rest of the world, the core of a service provider routed network. And so, accordingly, we are extending the spine switch to incorporate all of that routing functionality. In order to do that, we're extending our SysDB architecture into NetDB, a network-wide database. NetDB massively extends the scope and the scale of SysDB. There are three major extensions that make up the NetDB architecture. The first is remote replication. This is a capability of one NetDB-enabled system to replicate its state to other interested systems, and do so in a way that automatically tolerates failures, automatically adapts the rate of update propagation to match the rate of update generation with the capability of the receiver to process those updates. And this gives us an efficient way to transmit state within a network of Arista switches. The second core capability is NetDB Central. NetDB Central is the ability to store a large amount of data, including historical data, in a central repository, such as Arista Cloud Vision. We're also able to store state in HBase, for example, or other third-party systems. And this ability to take all of the network state and bring it to one point is crucial for scalable network analysis, debugging, monitoring, forensics, capacity planning. All of these problems are dramatically simpler when you have all of the state of your network, including historical state, all in a central point. The third innovation is NetDB Nettable. This is a new mechanism we've invented to hold network state that scales far better than any alternative I'm aware of. And we're using this mechanism to scale our routing stack to full internet routes, to full VPN routes, to a much higher degree of scale than EOS previously, and to do so with the fastest convergence in the industry. These three building blocks represent just some of the incremental steps we've taken to improve our platform while retaining the core values that have made EOS great from the beginning: the openness, the programmability, the testing that EOS gets, and the way that a single build of EOS runs across all of our products, from our 1 gigabit top-of-rack switch all the way up to our high-density 40 and 100 gigabit modular box. With this phase of EOS development, the network has become that much more responsive and agile to the needs of hybrid clouds across service provider and enterprise networks. Thank you very much for listening.